So, it wasn't all about me. I don't know if I can believe that. I don't know if my ego can handle that. But we'll see. We'll see what they say. All right, here we go.
No, I did not see the Side Scrollers podcast. Here's what I'll tell you. Vera Dark and I clearly don't really vibe with each other. She doesn't like me. I said some mean things about her. They were not misogynistic, but they were mean. They were intentionally mean. But whatever. And I don't know Asmongold to save my life, but it sounds like he may not be a fan of mine either. But Side Scrollers,
I don't give a fuck. Really, like, it's not a big deal. Like, really, like, it's... I'm not gonna... Yeah, why do you have him blocked? He did have me blocked. Who knows why?
Or at least Stuttering Craig, that guy... I have massive issues with. I cannot. I'm not even going to watch him to hate watch him. So no, I did not see it. I did not see it. I was not sexist.
Craig is an asshole.
Stop the clowns.
I don't know who Craig is.
I was not. I was mean to her. Trust me, because I was worried because I knew people would think I was. But I was like, this is not. I know people will think this is sexist or misogynistic. But it's really not. And I was checking with women. I'm like, hey, watch this for me because I maybe I'm wrong because I can be wrong. Everybody's got a blind spot. I would hate to think I actually would say something sexist or misogynistic, but in this case...
If I look at the dictionary definition, I would say that it would fall under the category of affirmative action assumption, believing women only achieve success due to affirmative action. And this is just like, this is the overview of it. Like Gemini, yeah, this is just AI, right? But I mean, I do think that... I think that when you attribute a person's success... and you say that they wouldn't have that success at all because of their gender, I do kind of think that that's like a gendered insult, for sure. I also don't think that this guy hates women. I think he just didn't like her, and he was looking for something negative to say about her. It's the same thing as like, you know, like back in the day, right? People calling each other racial slurs. You don't actually hate this group of people. You're just looking for a word to call somebody because you don't like them. That's it.
Ace. I was like, I don't think it is.
Or you like the slurs.
But again, I could still be wrong. Educate me if I am. But my understanding of misogyny... Yeah, so like the Popo says you implied that she only has a channel and audience because of her hair and her looks and because she's a woman. That's not sexist. That's not misogynistic.
I think it is. If he doesn't think so, that's fine. I do think it's... I think that's sexist to say that.
That's me being mean to her and saying the only thing, in my opinion, based on what I've seen of hers, that allows her to be able to do what she does is she is an attractive or semi-attractive woman talking to a bunch of nerds. Is it mean? Oh, yeah. Is it cruel? Of course. I mean, she was similarly in both of her previous clips the same to me. And yes, it dealt with her... being a woman, but that wasn't me talking about women and like, oh, women can only do this job if, or I don't like or trust women. No one can look at my channel and suggest...
He's saying that because he's not making an overall assumption about women as a group. I think that you can be individually misogynist to an individual. Like, you can be racist to one person. Like, yeah, I mean, it was personal. Yeah, I don't think that's really...
That's my history.
But I think that's the argument that he's trying to go with.
Actions or anything. So
yeah,
it sounds more like what you're saying is you don't like it when someone swings back at a woman metaphorically. I would only hit a woman if she was huge and bigger than me, and she was attacking me. But metaphorically, I'll hit one all day because I don't... what do I care? It's the same thing. We're both equal at that point. Right. Okay. If you said that about Laura Fryer, what you said about Vera Dark, that would be misogynistic because she has experience and insight. Right. Or if I said that about Alana Pierce, what I would say about Alana Pierce is Alana Pierce has a leg up in the content creation space talking to nerds because she is very attractive as just a visual attractive woman. But she's
the problem with having discussions like this. Here's what the issue is. It's that you have so many variables, because he's right about this. Obviously, it's true. Like, being attractive is an advantage, obviously. The issue is that when you start trying to quantify and itemize those advantages, and then you relegate a person's success to those advantages, what you're doing is you're dehumanizing the person, and you're talking about this attribute they have, and you're saying that because of this attribute, that's the only reason why you're successful. So, for example, there are a lot of hot girls on Twitch. There's a lot of them. But some of them get 40 viewers and other ones get 4,000 viewers. What's the difference? It's very clearly not just appearance. That's just the way it is. It's reductive. Yeah, of course it's reductive. And so that's really where the issue is. It's when you apply that type of thinking to any person. And I'm also like, I hopefully, like, I'm not really shitting on this guy, right? I'm just explaining it from my point of view, that I think that because this happens a lot on Twitch, right? It's very, very common on Twitch. Being attractive is important, but everybody has advantages that they go into it with. Like, for example, being a native English speaker, being somebody who has grown up with media and technology, which means that you had a certain degree of economic stability, being a person living in a first world country. Like, we're all comprised. Everybody here in this chat is privileged because you have access to the computer, you have access to the internet, and you're able to watch entertainment media, right? That's a huge advantage. And so, like, when you try to distill a person down to their privileges and their advantages, and then dismiss their success as an outcome of those privileges or advantages, you are fundamentally dehumanizing them, and I think it's usually a bad thing. But obviously, those advantages are present. Of course they're present. I hope you realize being attractive is a massive boost. Nobody wants to see an ugly person talk about game drama. Anyway, let's move on.
Also talented, experienced, she edits well, she writes well, and she's got interesting insight into the business, both as a voice actress, as a writer now in the business, and as a journalist who worked at IGN. That's just a description of that particular woman. Now, you could argue that Vera Dark has a lot more going for her than her looks. And I'm sure some of you think she does, and that's fine. And I made it clear to say, in my opinion, based on what she said about me. I don't watch her content. She may be excellent. But based on what she said about me, and frankly, based on, if you go to her page, I mean, most of her shit is just mean-spirited, ha-ha, fuck liberal tears, blah, blah, blah. So forgive me, you know, if you can't point to me.
It's funny how, like, it's so this whole thing, everybody has been making videos about, like, that developer getting upset that I played mouthwashing. I feel like I'm the only person that didn't even talk about that. As far as I know, I didn't even make a video about this. I don't give a fuck. The thing is that if people don't like me, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. You did a clip about it? Oh yeah, no, for sure, right? I mean, but I'm not gonna make a video and get mad. Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about that guy. It's fine. Yeah, like, because the thing is, the reason why is I feel like that guy just had the wrong idea about me because he just didn't know. Like, I don't hate gay people, never hated gay people, right? And so, like, he probably just read a Reddit thread or saw something like that and he didn't know. So, yeah, why
show
turn
a
a big
history
thing?
Of
It's fine.
anything like misogyny, sexism, cruelty, homophobia, racism. It's not in my wheelhouse. It doesn't exist. I have blind spots like everyone else, and I might say something that's like, oh shit, I didn't realize that. But for the most part, you won't. But you go to her channel, just look at her videos. You know, everything's negative. Everything's about the woke mind virus. For the most part, like, I mean, there's nothing on, you know, and forget her talking about me, you know, it's all about stirring up the base of people who hate and feel like victims of the left, and that's fine. It's a valid business model. She does really well.
Well, it's more than that. I mean, like, if people feel that way, then aren't they entitled to talk about it? Even if you think it's stupid, like, there's a lot of things I think are stupid, but there's a lot of stupid people out there, right? And so, like, yeah, you want to be a dumbass and get into that? That sounds good to me. Go ahead. Go for it. Yeah, have fun. That's life.
But don't come at me because I'm calling her out for it. She goes to a lot of angry men who feel like victims and feel like they're not being heard, and she happens to be really attractive. Or you know what I'm not going to say? I'm not going to. She's an attractive woman. I like redhead.
I don't think that her appearance has any impact on her viewership. There are plenty of other people that have channels like this that get similar, if not more, views, and they say the exact same things that she does. I don't like. You look at Smash JT, you look at V, you look at the Critical Drinker, you look at Nerdrotic, you look at Endymion. I don't know. That's like 5 that I can think of right off the top of my head. None of them do that, and they all get more views. So and they basically say the same stuff. It's not like her videos are way worse, and so it's all pretty much the same topics.
Attractive. She's young enough to be my kid. I don't want to date her. I'm not being creepy, but I can look at someone objectively and go, oh, that's an attractive woman. And, you know, sorry. But that's not sexist. It's not misogynistic. You think they don't bring in...
I think a lot of times, like, people like this, like, people that aren't used to, like, social media are going to make mistakes like he's making now, where, like, it's better not to just talk about things because people like to take it the wrong way. I don't think that what he's saying is, like, really in bad faith or, like, wrong, or, like, I don't think there's any ill will in what he's saying, but it's just, like, people just don't want to listen to it that way, right? And so, yeah, it's just so, it's in bad faith. Yeah, it's just, you know, you're on the internet a long time, you know that.
You think they don't bring in, you know, attractive people in movies who may not be the best actors just because they're attractive? Sure, of course they do. She's too old for Pete Turtle. Dano Genesis says, your looks have nothing to do with this milestone of 49 months being a member. Thank you, buddy, you son of a bitch. Have a good one. Good night. Hey, I know what side my bread's buttered on. I had this guy in the chat the other day, Courtney Williams. And people were like, why are you flirting with Courtney? I'm like, I'm not. I can just recognize a good-looking man. I'm like, I'd love to be a good-looking dude. I'm not. I get it, you know?
Okay.
On my best night, I'm competing with Danny DeVito for the ladies left over at the bar. Shut up. That's not nice. The point is that I get it. I'd play to that strength if I could. Hell, there's this one guy who hates me, won't put his shirt back on. He wants everybody to know he works out. He's always streaming without his fucking shirt on. And I'm not talking about Review Tech USA. That's a bit. This guy literally, part of his set is that there's no shirts within 20 yards of my camera when I stream. I don't know what his name is. I think it's Alex. Oh, no, it's Alex. Like, dude, put a fucking shirt on. It's getting weird.
I don't know who that is. No idea.
But hey, if I had his body, I'd probably do the same fucking thing. 1 minute says, I just realized you're hated by the right wing and the liberals. You're doing great, Jaffe. Fine with me, man. You know, fine with me. What do you want from me? I try to be nice to everybody. I like people. I really do. I think I like people. They're good eggs. Even the ones that call me an idiot.
Where's the part about me?
We're all just trying to get by. Seriously. X Vault Salt. Jaffe, why are you so concerned about why Hypnotic makes so much money? I'm not. I didn't know who he was until yesterday. I don't plan on ever crossing paths with him again. He's not on my radar. I did think it was interesting. I'm always curious why. The one thing that I took away from that Hypnotic conversation was
so mad that it wasn't
the people who don't put themselves on camera. And I'm not judging. Maybe they have a job and they're going to say some salty shit, or maybe they feel insecure about the way they look, or maybe they're famous. Maybe it's like, dude, you're the guy who does the news. I don't fucking know. But I would tell you that it's always weird when people are just like hiding behind an alias. Just, who are you? You know, why do you need to do that? But that doesn't...
People don't want to get harassed in real life. It's actually really simple. Like, he's an older guy, so he's coming at it from like a different point of view. But like, also, if there's something wrong with you, like if there's something wrong with your face, like you have any sort of like facial disfigurement or anything, everybody hates you. Like, it's actually crazy how much your appearance plays a role. There's kind of like a baseline where if there's something that is visibly wrong with you, people will actively dislike you for it. Like a mole or something like that. Yeah, yeah. And so I'm not saying you have to be like super attractive, obviously, right? But I'm saying that, like, if you have something that's wrong with you, or you're like really fat or something like that, all of the comments are going to be about you being fat. Everything is going to be about you being fat. That's just how it is.
Negate whatever his points are. If they're valid points, they're valid points. But my point is that's all I've thought about as it relates to Hypnotic. But Pete Turtle's the same, Stoner Joe. Mm-hmm. Pete Turtle's exactly the same. I'm like, dude, you tell me you're this macho, not macho, alpha, masculine guy. You're good looking. The ladies all come running.
Yeah.
Well, show me. You spoke about it to guest on your last stream. Well, yeah, because that was the stream he was on, but I haven't thought about it since. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I feel like this.
I don't really remember the conversation other than going, I didn't think he was. It's wrong to say I don't think he was. You know what? I'm not going to say anything.
So okay. I just pause because it's not about me. But anyway, I was just in the title. I'm mad. But like, here's really what I think. Yeah. I think that if you take a person's attributes and you say that a person is successful because of those attributes, you can always find other people that are not successful who have those same attributes. So, for example, there are a lot of girls on Twitter on Twitch that are extremely attractive, but they don't get a lot of viewers. So, being attractive on Twitch might be important, but it is not a deciding variable that will make you successful as a guarantee. Like, there are plenty of girls, name one. Well, it depends on what you consider by, like, successful. So, for example, are you going to see, like, I don't like making, comments on, like, a girl's appearance a lot, so I don't want to go through examples, just to be totally honest. I don't want to do that. But I think you go through ASMR section, go through pools and hot tub section, go through just chatting section, and you scroll all the way down, you're going to see girls that have like 60 viewers who are just as attractive as girls that have 600 viewers, or maybe, 500, like 5,000 viewers or 2,000 viewers, right? And so there are a lot of examples of that. So to say that somebody's appearance matters is true. It absolutely does matter, but it's not a defining characteristic for a person's success in a lot of cases. Speak of experience. Well, and I do think also, like, being unattractive is like a huge debuff. It's a massive fucking debuff, right? But that's something that's true throughout every element of like existence, right? It's not like there's something that's unique, didn't stop you. Yeah, but well, here's the thing though. If you want to talk about me particularly, I'll tell you this. I used to cover my mouth a lot whenever I would smile because I was missing teeth, because I thought that the way that I looked wasn't good. And I actually kind of, like, the way that I look on camera is the best that I can look, right? You would logically assume that. And so, yeah, you were right. Yeah, I was. And so there were a lot of instances of that being true. And if you look at the comments about me, for example, it's always people bringing up my appearance as a negative. Constantly, it's people bringing that up. And so I do think that, like, the way that you look, I will watch the POE thing here in a minute, okay? I'll just talk about this for a second. And you're 100% correct. It's a logical statement on something as a necessity, but not a sufficient condition. Yeah, exactly, right? And so this has happened a lot where basically, like, at least in my life, right, I've been treated differently because of the way that I look, right? Absolutely. And so for me, like, I know that about myself. Now, can you succeed despite that? Absolutely. However, it's harder to do. That's all there is to it. You look fine to me? Yeah, exactly, right? Well, I look fine on my camera in the best way that I can make myself look, and even then people think I look bad, right? So in real life, I generally look like a drowned rat. I do not look good, okay? Like, yeah, exactly. And so it's a tough battle. Yeah, exactly. And so this is what happens. And like, again, that's just the way it is, right? I'm just saying, look, I'm an old man now. I'm 34. the time of me lamenting and getting upset and angry about the way that I look as an individual, that's like, we're like 10 years late on that, okay? Yeah, we're 10 years late. I don't really give that much of a fuck anymore. And I don't take it personally. Yeah, it's like teenager stuff. Yeah, exactly, right? And so anyway, your fact that you're rich makes you more attractive? No, it doesn't. That just makes it worse. But anyway, my point is that having that is, it's a benefit, right? It's a huge benefit. But it's not like a ticket to success. You see what I'm saying? Envious monkeys can spot inequality. Yeah, I've said that many times. Yep, absolutely. Take yourself, why you're saying it's true, or a teenager? Wait, what do you mean? Personality wins out for male streamers, though? It does. It definitely matters a lot more. Whereas for a female streamer, appearance matters more than personality. But the top female streamers are the ones that have both appearance and personality. And so, yeah. Straight up undermines the merits of the content creator, too? Yeah, exactly, right? Being a beacon for gold diggers and families, family members needing help? Yeah, exactly, right? And so, either way, that's the way that I see it. And it's always going to be like that. There's no way you can, like, program things to be the other way or do anything different besides that. So, yeah. Let's see here. What about Amarath? Well, does Amarath have a lot of personality? I mean, I think so. I mean, I've talked to her myself before. Yeah, I think she's nice. 2 big ones? No. I do. I think she's nice. I think she's actually very intelligent and a smart person and unironic, ruthless businesswoman. Yeah, I only have good things to say. That's really the truth. Yeah.